Good afternoon to YouTube. So, big day. I bought these in August. We're early December now. Doing a bunch of back and forth and blah, 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 blah. We have Baja Designs Sprinter van pod lights, fog lights, whatever you want to call them. I got the amber. They're the SAE version, so they're street legal. So really nice light. You can tell the quality of these lights. Like, yeah, I get it. This is no fooling around. So have a bit of a break in the rain. This shouldn't be a long install. Knocking on the wood. Fairly straightforward. I know there's a couple other videos out there, but we'll put this one up as well. So maybe hopefully an hour or less. I think the awkward part is just getting the trim off by the DEF tank on the passenger side. But other than that, let's take some of this out of the package and go from there. Okay, so here's what comes in the box. Now you've got your lights, obviously. You've got your bezels or inserts or whatever, and I will be talking about these once we go over some of these parts here. But yeah, Rant coming. Fairly straightforward. Brackets go on each light, or sorry, brackets go on your insert bezels housing there. You've got your wiring harness, so this will just be plug and play right into the factory wiring harnesses. Obviously, you got to make sure that we've got the wires connected properly, so brown to brown, black to white, or to striped, whatever it is. And they do give you a packing list here. And my box came with, and I presume the size is the same. So these are mounting brackets where I presume if you're going to put it on whether like a light or a roof rack or some kind of bar or like bumper type of situation, these would be used for the lights. So we don't need these because we're going right into the fog lights. So let's talk about these right here. You notice that photo? Sure doesn't look like that, does it? No, it's not. Okay, so these plastic 3D printed piles of turd, let's be honest, these are junk. Todd over at Moonraker Designs, yeah, buddy, I'm with you. Like, it's for how nice these lights are. To put this into a package and pass that off is embarrassing, actually. This shape, I don't know. The lights are oval and they put this square thing, and these look like what they tried to do is come up with a formula where these work on the 2014 to 2018 models and the 2019 plus models. So if you go and look at, well, for example, their marketing, that is not the same. It's not even remotely close to the same. So even on their printed documents, they show that it's this oval shaped insert, and it's just not it. It's just clearly wrong. So I went back and forth for like a month or two with Baja and Parts Engine on what this is, and apparently they just didn't bother changing their photos. Owl Vans, so he did an installation video and he had this, but then they didn't ship that out, so they put this other piece of crap out there, which just like, I'll put it in, but it's just a really, you can tell that this is a better product. So either they didn't like the cost of it, but I just fail to see how this slips through the cracks on what it is. Like, charge $40 more or something for it. Make it better. This is, it's so confusing. So when you think you're getting a product and this ships to your door and you're like, what the heck is this? And it's all confusing online. So that's kind of my little rant on it. Like, I'm going to put them in and I'll probably end up being happy with the lights overall, but it is very deceptive. So I went and did all this back and forth thinking, wait a minute, you gave me the wrong product. You gave me the packages, but you put the older version into it. Fix that. Please fix your photos. Do something. I hope this video helps on addressing this, because you go online and if you're like me, you get confused on what am I getting? Like, which one is it? So yeah, that's my rant on this. We'll get these installed, and I'm sure it will be fine at the end of the day. But same as what Todd said, do better. You have a great product. You have great lights. Charge $20 more, $40 more. Do better. Make, like, I don't know, if you're going this far, I don't know. Rant over. I got one light installed and one light or one bracket I left to like this, just to give you an idea on what you're looking like. So this is the passenger side, and the instructions are pretty obvious, like what bracket is what, you know. Passenger side, set the bracket up and you'll see which way it looks. So technically, let me flip it this way. So this is this. So this little clip here, this obviously goes at the bottom of in the housing. So this is what you look like here. Be careful tightening this, FYI. Don't ask me how I know. There is not super glue on that bracket. There you go. This clip goes there. This is what it looks like. And then I did have to open up those extra packets to get the extra screws. So you've got these long screws, and what this one does when you've got the light, so this is how the light will go. This is behind it. The wiring will go at the bottom, so when you're installed on your driver's side, you will look like this. Try to get your light as centered in the cutout as possible. Like just the, okay, rant again. That is just a terrible fit. I'm sorry. But like, what kind of slop is that? Anyway, you've got to use this spacer. So your longer screw, you go through the bottom side of the bracket. There's machine screws on the lights, as you can see. It will go in. When you're putting the screw in, it does get a little snug. Just keep going and you get through and pop through on that other side. And then on this side, I put a washer. Sorry, there we go. A washer between the bracket and the light. So you're got to get that extra screw. And I use one of those little lock washers there. And that is what you're looking like. And then when you go to install it, you will need access to get into here to screw that back into the structure of your van, which you need to keep the screw, and then you put your cover back on. So that gives you a good idea on what it will look like with the light installed and the light uninstalled. So there you go. Alrighty, it's been a couple days since I had these lights sitting here, and we have a break in the rain. So I didn't, this thing looks a little foggy. Anyway, so I didn't film what I just did here, and it's probably for the best because it was not YouTube friendly, most definitely not kid friendly. Getting these plastic housings off, holy crap. This one you can get a little bit of access underneath. Let me just tuck up in here, and what I realize I need to go buy and actually, ooh, that's not the best view. You can kind of reach in and touch the tabs in there. I need to get a better headlamp, that's for damn sure. So this one you can reach in. The other side. Don't even mess with it. Oh boy, I slipped. I proceeded to try to take the clips out to get access to this under here. Proceeded to break this part of the van. I'll just caulk it together and hold it in there. It's just impossible. Your DEF tank is in there, and to try to get in and under and reach around, it ain't worth it. It's just crazy. Really difficult to get these out. It's is what it is. This is known. So I would say Todd over at Moonraker, you're 100% right, buddy. Buy a new part if you have to. Just don't mess around with it. Rip it off. I broke a couple of these tabs trying to get them off. This is the driver's side. This one is, I'm going to glue it. like it'll hold. It's good enough. This one, so this is broke up here. This one's still holding. That's holding. So it's just, I don't know, man. They are really not meant to come off, or at least they're on and off when you got the bumper removed. Don't try to take your bumper off. I started and then I re-watched some of the videos. Just buy the part. Don't mess with your bumper, because then you'll break your bumper like I did, and that costs considerably more than this little part. So that being said, I'm going to get these glued up, the tabs, and going to get the other lights removed. These are all pretty much ready to go. I'll get the camera set up and we'll put these fog lights in. It's this one right here. T20. There we go. Look at that. Holy awkward, eh? This isn't very inspiring. Make people want to do this, eh? You're like, It is awkward, I'm not gonna lie. This is terribly awkward. Alright, let's see if this can work a little better. There we go. That is not a lot of wiring harness in there. Okay. Spin. Okay, that's a light bulb. Got the light bulb out. Now, what you're left with is your light bulb. There's not a lot of slack on this wire, so this is what you're left with. Push these tabs in, wiggle that out. There's what we've got. So our Baja Designs factory wiring harness will go into here. Brown is ground, striped is white. And we'll just do a little test before. So this is the screw right here. Anyway, that's passenger side. Let's get the driver's side. Make sure you keep this screw for obvious reasons. So this is a little sticky, as you saw on the other one. The tab wants to get caught, so pull this way, out, and like that. Second time's always the charm. And out we go. And this one is brown ground, and this one's got a little different color. It's like a purple and white for whatever reason. There we go. One thing you'll see, this one wasn't as bad, but there's definitely a little damage on some of these. Scraping at the passenger side, I did a number on. That's where I started. But you can see scraping and denting some of this. Again, it's all hidden, but man, oh man, like a friggin' beaver was in there. I've got the Baja Designs attachment. It kind of only goes one way. So you've got brown and striped up here. This clips in where it clips in, and then it's kind of like, I don't know. It doesn't look brown to me. It looks more pinkish and black. So that would be your negative on this side. The pink is negative, the black is the hot. Now, what I did, let's see if I can hold this here. You're going to need to get on your actual light itself. You're going to need to, your black is your negative and your white is your positive. So on this, it's black to brown, black to pink, and black to white. If that makes sense. So put the fog lights on your van. Make sure they actually work. And that's what it is. So black on this, your black wire needs to get to your brown on this. That's the main thing to focus on, and you'll be good to go. So now that we have that figured out and the light does work, you've got this attachment, and there's only one way it can clip into your light. It's pretty obvious. You'll have a tab here and it'll click in that way. So you got to make sure when you put this in that your wiring is set up to handle that. So this is the way it goes. This is black to brown, white to striped, and we'll get these in, because once these click in, you're toasted. That's kind of what they are. So let's get these in here. Make sure I did it right. Yep. See, light's working. Woohoo! Now, there's a lot of extra wiring harness here. So what I'm going to kind of do is I'm going to loop it around the way it came in the box. So it just kind of tightens this up a bit at the back. And then we're going to put this in. If it actually wants to go in. There we go. All right. Now, to get this in, we've got to tuck. Get our wiring harness down in the bottom. Actually, one thing I forgot to do, forgot to put the pads on this. Hold on. Okay. Bumpers attached to the light. This is where they go. They face the front of the glorious housing here. There we go. Hold steady, Freddy. I'll clean this out a bit. A little dirty. Okay. That's one installed. Here's what it looks like for now. And the glue hasn't dried yet, so we'll get that in. Let's get number 2 on. Driver's side. All right, got your fitting. There's a little more slack in this one, at least on my van. And you'll see there's a little indent at the top up there. Pretty obvious. Boom. Make sure it clicks in. There we go. Clicked. And we'll make sure we're testing our lights before we get all excited, but it should be the same. Let's make sure we're set up the right way. This goes, let me see, this way. So what do we got? We got black and brown this way. So this is the way we got to go. Yep. This way. All right. Wicked. And I got the rubber ones on here preemptively. So, in. All right. That's in. One screw. Feels solid once that gets locked in. Oh boy. So, that's what I'm doing for now. I got a clamp on there and some caulking up there. I'll probably tape that. We'll let that sit overnight because just want to install a couple fog lights. Next thing you know, I got a snapped bumper part because, hey, don't do what Donnie Don't does. Just to give you an idea on what this looks like in here, like this scoop, like what, like up in here you can feel it doesn't fit very well. Like they made a rectangle for an oval. I don't understand here why this fit. Like that is, like it doesn't line up. It doesn't fit. There's gaps up in, like, stick your finger all up in here. Really? You know, these are not cheap. Like, it's just, you can put your finger all the way up in here. Gaps. The light itself, this is a great light. This is just shockingly bad. I would still install them. Don't pay full price if you don't have to. Wait for Black Friday or whatnot. I think I found a pretty good deal for these. All in with taxes and shipping, I end up only 500 Canadian. So all in all, I think it's a good upgrade, but that housing, I don't know. Like, it'd be nice if Baja Designs offered the other ones, because they clearly have different ones. So I don't know, throw them up for 40 or 50 bucks. Buy them tomorrow, because those ones that are in there, don't expect them to be very good, but expect a really good quality light and fairly straightforward install. I hope this video was informative, and thanks for watching.